All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I just wanted to do a video to just go over what the market has been doing since it opened last night at 6 p.m. Just so we can tie everything together, with the analysis. So I'm trying my best to actually do these videos, excuse me, after a day of trading, just so you can see how it relates. Everything actually ties in with the analysis. So if you'll notice, I'm actually sharing last week's screen before I jump on to show you exactly what happened. Now, what you will have noticed is that Friday's entry was here. This was Friday's high, and this was Friday's low. Okay, Friday's entry was right here at this green line. Okay, now notice that if you can see these boxes, not sure if you can see them clearly, but I have blue here, I have orange, I have green, I have gray, and I have purple. This is supposed to be purple. Okay, I know you guys might say I'm colorblind, but just take it for what it's worth. Okay. So those are the colors that I have right there as we speak. Okay. Now, each line, these are the lows. So this was the low of Thursday, this was the low of Friday, this was the low of Wednesday, this was the low of Tuesday, and this was the low of Monday. Okay. Now, if you notice what happened on the market, when the market opened yesterday, okay, the market actually pushed up and it continued going until 9 o'clock this morning, where it actually pushed above the high of Wednesday. This area here, this is all of the trading range for Wednesday, both the highs and the low of Wednesday. So it actually broke Wednesday's high. Now, that's a clear sign to tell you that this market has now resumed a bullish stance and it's going to continue going up. Now, why do I say that? Well, if you look at what happened, this was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You had here you had Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, excuse me, where you had this retracement, this bearish wave that everybody was getting excited about and saying, oh, the market is going to crash and everything like that. Okay. So it came here on Thursday. This is where it ended. This was the low of the week. Okay. And then let me go on the 1 hour so you can see it better. Here we go. Okay. This was the low. But if you notice what happened on Friday, it came up and it did a classic consolidated move right here. So you had a lower high, higher low, then you had a high, then you had a low right here, all within 24 hours. Okay. Everything happened right here on the 1 hour on Friday, and that was critical. So you now have a higher low. So you no longer have a lower low on the 1 minute, on the 1 hour time frame. You now have a higher low. And from here, what happens is as the market opened, it bought up to complete the high at 10 o'clock this morning, 9 o'clock on the 2 hour, 10 o'clock on the 1 hour. And then it retraced and created a higher low at 3 p.m. this afternoon. Okay. So I'm going to switch over to this week's chart. All right. So you can actually see. So this is the range for Friday. This is what happened on Friday. All that consolidation move. This is what happened since week. Okay. Move from here. This is the high of the day. This was the low of the day where it started. Okay. Notice that the price came back and signaled a higher low here at 3 o'clock today. Okay. This is a higher low, which means it's higher than the previous low. It's higher than this low. Remember, our entry was down here on Friday. Okay. So this low is still higher. So this tells you right now, after we have this new high on the 1 hour time frame, okay, followed by a higher low, it shows you the intent that this market wants to get back in trend to make higher lows to higher highs. All right. Don't take my word for it based on 1 hour time frame. Let's look at the 2 hour. Look at what happens on the 2 hour. On the 2 hour, you had a higher low, then you had a lower high, which was a continuation of the structure. It shows that it wants to go down to break this previous low to make a new low. Okay, that didn't happen. You got a rejection right here, a higher low that was formed on Friday. That was the same low that was formed on the H1 time frame. Okay, so from here, this was a clear rejection. You had a bounce from here. It went up. It broke here on Friday afternoon, barely broke it on Friday afternoon to register a higher high. What the market did was the market says, listen, I am not interested to go back down. I'm not in any bearish mode. I'm not playing any bearish games with anybody. Here is what I am going to do. It told you that in no unspoken terms on Friday. It says, I am going to go back and I'm going to resume my normal trend, which is making higher lows to higher highs. Hence, when the market opened yesterday, it continued pushing right up until 9 o'clock this morning. Price came down, okay, had no interest in even registering a higher low. The higher low that was registered was on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, so you had it here first here on the 12 o'clock candle, then you had the second candle here on the 3 hour, which confirmed that that higher low right there. So when the market opens, the market is closed right now. When the market opens, I expect more of that bullish momentum to continue. I expect that the all-time high, they're going to try again and break that all-time high again today. They did a pretty good job. The bulls did a pretty good job of carrying that price right up. I mean, if you came in on this trade here on Friday, you're still in profit. You're still sitting comfortable. You're now at 52% on your trade from Friday, depending on what divider you use. I'm just going by my formula. I'm up 52% based on this entry right here. Okay, so let's look at it. So if you measure from here, okay, all the way up to here, this was 4,075 pips. Okay, more than enough to double that count. However, one thing I didn't mention to you guys, I switched my brokers because of course KOT Forex is no longer in business. So I switched my broker. The broker I'm using now is a broker called PlexiTrade. So of course I've had to revise my my divider strategy. Okay, so here 4,000 pips, that's more than enough to double my account on KOT Forex account. That's 4,000 pips. Very nice trade. Even if I stayed in the trade and I came right back down here, guess what? I'm 2,500 pips. 2,500 pips right there. Easy, 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 easy trade right there. You know, that took place today. So just wanted to take some time to point that out to you guys. So those of you who are expecting sells, rethink that strategy, rethink again, because you're not going to be getting that sell that you're so desperately looking for. It's not going to happen. Okay, the market already made the higher lows last week. It confirmed those higher lows and it's continuing to go. It actually showed you right here that it's back to making higher highs. And if this is a higher high, it means it's going to be higher than the previous high. So this all-time high that was created last week is going to get taken out. Only a matter of time. Okay, so when the market opens, expect some amount of consolidation because it's still going to be Tuesday. However, look for the price to continue moving towards a new all-time high and continuing beyond all of that. So thank you again, guys, for watching. God, thank you again for your blessing and your goodness. Thank you again for just showing us this opportunity where we can just trade. Be it anyone watching this video, may it be instrumental in helping them to succeed on their journey. We thank you and we love you. Amen. All right, guys, take care. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.